What's going on, traders? John with Tactical Trading here. I just want to apologize about not putting out any videos since Sunday. It was kind of a quiet week. I didn't make any trade. In fact, I made one trade on Monday. Very mediocre trade with HNCKF. In fact, I kind of want to go over the watch list. HNCKF, it was a good stock to trade throughout the week. I think I only made about 40 or 50 bucks on that trade. Had kind of choppy price action, but when it ran, and it would pull back and run back, and the news on that Tesla battery situation kind of had this stock going all week. But it was a little choppy for me. I made one trade, like I said, on a Monday. Didn't really do too much with it. Polymet Mining had a decent week. PLM closed at 351. I believe it ran up into the 370s, almost close to $4 this week. I had a few pullbacks, but it seemed like every day, midday, this thing was running back up. And it seems like these mining stocks through the OTC markets and in the listed stocks are all having really strong moves. Those in the solar stocks are really having good weeks. KNRLF, Control Energy, 372 on Friday, did pull, actually shot up on Monday morning, pulled back, and then shot back up throughout the week. So you could have made some decent money on that one. Very low volume, though. Didn't seem like a lot of traders really picked up on that news. But, you know, what are you going to do? I mean, it is what it is. The market dictates how we move. We can't move the market. So, you know, you'll never beat the market. You can only give what the market takes you. And Polar Power, POLA, did have a decent week. It was up about 30 cents on the week. It was $1.45 on Friday. Did trade up to about 175 throughout the week. Had some strong days. I anticipated this thing possibly going up to 2.25, just due to the fact that we had that storm hitting the Gulf Coast. Last time that happened, just a couple of weeks back, this thing ran up to about 230, 240. But this was a little bit of a lesser storm, and I think that might have had something to do with it. Now, there was a lot of flooding. Anytime there is a hurricane bearing in the United States, I would keep my eye on POLA, because the stronger the storm, the more move this thing is going to have, because of the fact that people are going to need generators. But realistically, just a kind of a flat week. We made a little bit as far as the watch list. Now, the two trades I did make, I didn't trade Tuesday, I didn't trade Wednesday. But Thursday morning, we had a lot of action right on the open. I was done trading by about 20 after 9, 9:30 maybe at the latest. Woke up in the morning in ENSV and Servco, a little crappy little oil and gas stock. This thing closed at 12 cents the prior day. Had shot all the way up to 20 cents. I said, this thing's a little extended. I saw it pull back to the 17 range, and it kind of consolidated between 17 and 17.5 cents. Once it broke that consolidation range, I jumped in. I figured this thing was going to shoot up right after that, but then it kind of pulled back. I was going to get out, but I hung on to it. The action was kind of slow. It had a lot of volume, but it really wasn't breaking below that 17-cent range for my risk. So I said, I'll just hang on and let this thing work for a little while. Luckily for me, they put out a PR right before the opening, and this thing shot all the way up to 28 cents right on the bell. And I ended up getting out at 24.5 cents, so I was in at 17.5, put in a limit to get out at 24.5. And this thing shot right past me all up to 28. But, you know, what are you going to do? I took the meat of the move, and I was happy with it. You had a really nice gain on that one. Just about 20-30 seconds later, I looked at the scanner, and JE, Just Energy, would hit the scanner, and that thing was running. This is another garbage oil and gas stock. This thing closed, I believe, at about 24, 25 cents the prior day. When I caught it on my scanner, it was 29 cents. Ended up jumping in at 30. 31 I got in. I apologize. I got in at 31. This thing shot all the way up to 45 cents. I ended up getting out at 41, so I took a nice 10-cent profit on this one, and this thing subsequently just crashed right afterwards and was garbage for the rest of the day. But I was done after that. I made more than most people make in a week in just those two trades, and that's kind of how you have to look at these markets. Take what the market gives you, and when the market gives you something real nice, don't give it back to the market. I basically turned my trading platform off, kept my scanners on because I always like to keep an eye on. Obviously, I'm not working right now with my broken knee, but I still like to keep an eye, obviously, because I'm also helping, everyone else with their trades and giving you guys ideas to trade. I always want to keep my eyes on the market, but really not much presented itself. Another stock that I was looking at, I was thinking about trading, but it didn't really get the move. And this is a stock I really do like, is XELA Tech. XELA, XELA XELA. This actually is this is a company that provides processing solutions, enterprise info management, document management, digital business processing worldwide. It has 3 segments. It's an ITPS, HS, and LLPS segment. These guys have a contract with MasterCard, which this is what caught my eye. This was a couple of weeks back that I saw that. And what I liked is that they got a contract with the Department of Veteran Affairs, the VA. Just got that a couple days ago. And then they put out another PR a couple days later with their I believe it was fingerprint solutions or something of that nature. But I would definitely want you to take a look at that stock, do some research on it. This thing closed in the low 40s today, I think 42, 43, something like that. But this is a stock I could see, and just I think a week back, just a week ago, this thing traded up to 55 cents. And then when it put out the news of the VA, this thing traded up to 50 cents, but then pulled back. It's a little bit of a higher float stock, but I really do like their business model. I do like what they're doing. And obviously, in the environment we're in with the election infection, this could be a decent play, especially as cheap as it is right now at 43 cents. I would be looking at this thing anywhere under 45 cents and possibly, seeing it up to that, right underneath that 55-cent range and, taking your profits with that. I believe this thing could go through that. I could see this thing testing 55, 65 cents. But again, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you what I see in this market, and one of the stocks I do like is a kind of a midterm, maybe a couple week, 3 week, maybe a month swing trade, is XELA. Another stock, and I was actually going to put out a video last night, and had a stock on here that I really liked, didn't put out the video, and didn't even trade this stock, which really burns my back end, is ReneSola. SOL, or ReneSola, ReneSola. I don't know how to pronounce the damn thing, but it is a solar company. It closed at 206 yesterday, pulled back in the after hours yesterday, where I was thinking about getting in, and I think it pulled down into the 190s. And I'm thinking, man, this is really nice. This thing only has about 11, 12 million float. Seems to be kind of running a little bit lately. It's a really nice stock. Just hit its 52-week highs. I believe it's about 295 just about a couple of weeks back. And today, this thing pushed, had a nice run, ran all the way up to $2.60 some odd cents, pulled back and settled at $2.58 on the close. This is a solar company that builds, develops, and operates and sells solar power programs, develops community solar gardens, and also does solar electricity generation. This was up 30% on an analyst upgrade yesterday, and then ran today. So I believe the analyst has this thing at $4 for its price target. At $2.58, I'm not sure exactly if I'm looking to get in right now. I could see this stock, with the way those solar stocks are kind of heating up a little bit, and the alternative energy stocks are heating up a little bit. I would not mind taking a look at this thing, and maybe getting in on a little bit of a pullback into the 240s. Because I could see this thing hitting $4 pretty soon. So that's another stock I would keep on my radar and probably think about taking for a swing trade, maybe over the next 30, 60, 90 days. I really like SOL. Now, another stock in that same sector that I really like is Sunworks. SUNW. Now, this company actually, they're the same thing as a solar company. They're not profitable right now. But I would definitely take a look at Sunworks as well. They've had a nice past week. I believe I had a video that I did not put out, and both SOL and Sunworks were on it. And Sunworks was in the maybe 60s just about a week ago on Monday, I believe it started the week at about 65 cents, closed the week at about 83 cents, so 85 cents, traded as high as 85 cents, so had a really nice week on that stock. So I would be taking a look at that thing, because you got to also look at the chart. There's a huge gap on that daily chart that this thing needs to fill. So I mean, I think it's all the way up to $2. So there's two gaps on this chart. One seems to be filled with a wick on the candle, but there's another gap in the chart above that, and who knows, this thing catches steam, this whole sector catches steam, that thing can run, and this thing can possibly run up into the $2 range. So I really like Sunworks. It's a low float stock. I believe it has only about 16 million float, so I would definitely keep my eye on Sunworks as well too. The other one, solar stock that I really love, this is a stock I called out a couple of weeks back in the 260s, and that's VVPR, VVPR. This thing closed today at $8.74. This thing shot all the way up to almost $15, and then subsequently pulled back down into the sixes just a couple days ago. This thing looks like it's starting to heat up again now. So VVPR is a stock, another low float solar play that I would definitely keep my eye on. So the three solar plays that I really like and I'm taking a look at. I wouldn't play all three solar plays. I'd probably take a look, do my homework, see which one's the best fit for you and which one you like the best, and pick one. And maybe if you, like I said, if you have a little bit of a longer term portfolio or a swing trade portfolio, stick one of these guys in there, because I really like the solar sector. And the three are SOL, SUNW, and VVPR. Probably the one I like the best is SOL, and then VVPR very close. Sunworks more of a you know, a risky play, more of a speculative play. The other two have better business models. Sunworks just had a merger, or they're actually going to be closing a merger soon. So that's what I do like about them. They do have a couple catalysts coming up, so you want to keep your eye on these stocks. Another stock that I kind of like is Esports Entertainment, GMBL. This stock closed at $4.18 today. Has only about 5.6 million float, so very low float stock. This is an online gambling company that just released a PR stating that they generated over 400% growth in new registration and users. So, and we all know online gambling and online gaming is picking up. So I would definitely keep my eye on GMBL, Esports Entertainment. Now, one stock, another stock, and this is one that I'm looking for a huge pullback on, and this is TCON Pharma, TCON. This stock is now at $6.30. This thing ran up from the $1.80s about maybe about 2 weeks ago, and this thing looks really overextended. If you look on the chart, this thing is just on a parabolic spike. I would anticipate this thing is a little bit of a lower float stock as well too. I would keep my eye on this thing every morning. I wouldn't trade a crack in the afternoon on this stock because it's a listed play. But what I would do is look every morning on the open and keep my eye on this thing out the corner of your eye. If you see this thing start to crack, I see this thing cracking all the way down to maybe the $2.50, $3 support area. There's even support in the 4 range. I would keep my eye on those support levels. And look for this thing for a morning dip buy play. I wouldn't hold it after the dip. I just hit it on the dip. And when you're playing these morning panic dip buys, you have to look at the level too. You have to look to see where the strength is coming in. You have to see a wall of buyers coming in. And what I like to do is play these on the 5-minute chart and look for that first 5-minute green candle after, you know, subsequent big red candles. And also what you want to do on these plays, you'll typically see a couple of large red candles, and then as the candles get smaller, and then you see that first green, because you'll start to see the red candles kind of shrinking a little bit as they start getting towards the bottom. And then that first 5-minute green candle, you jump in, ride it up for a 30-40% gain. So I definitely have my eye on TCON for a pullback. Decent company, a lot of stuff in the pipeline, like the play, like the company. In fact, I was buying them in the 180s. It didn't really move, and I got out, kicking myself that I didn't hang on to it, because could have made, you know, 3 times your money on that thing, if not a little more, 3.5 times your money. But, you know, hey, you win some, you lose some. One last stock that I kind of want to talk about is Onconova Therapeutics. ONTX. This little sucker today, man. In fact, I'm going to pull the charts up on this because I'm actually holding this one over the weekend. ONTX. Bear with me 1 second, traders, as I know you're just looking right in my ear. This stock today had shot up to about, what did it shoot up today? To about 36, almost 37 cents, all the way from the 25-cent range. It's a little bit of a higher float stock. This is a clinical stage pharmaceutical company focusing on small molecule product that they treat cancer. So they're looking for small molecule products, candidates to treat cancer. That is harder said than this. Now they missed on phase 3 trials just, I think it was mid-August, and this thing shot from the 90s all the way down into the 35-cent range. Huge technical breakout today. Like I said, this thing is a cancer treatment company, and like I said, the phase 3 trials weren't where they wanted them to be. Evidently, the products are still in the pipeline. They're still anticipating putting products out for cancer. They have a pretty diverse pipeline as far as drugs and therapeutics for cancers, and this stock traded all the way as high as about $1.55 not too long ago, in mid-July. And this thing, like I said, it cracked. So there is a absolute gigantic gap to fill in this chart. And today was purely a technical breakout. And this thing it was running in the after hours as well. I ended up getting in at 30 cents. And it's up to, I believe it was up to 37 in the after hours. As I'm doing this video, I don't know exactly where it's at. But this thing closed the day at 32 cents, so it was up 7 cents on the day. That's huge. It was up about 30% on the day. And I think this thing might have a little more juice in it for the next week or so. I think it all depends on how much of these gains I get. If this thing goes into the 40s, I'll probably take my my 30% or 25% and get out of it. But I would keep my eye on this thing. This thing traded 180 million in volume today, or was it 140 million? It traded, let's see, 140 million in volume today. So it had a huge volume day. Like I said, it is a little bit of a higher float stock, but like I said, I really like it because it has a gap to fill all the way up to 90 cents. So you never know what can happen with these little penny stocks. They can get some momentum, have a 3-4 day run, and really have some put some steam on them. Now I want to just talk about a couple other plays. You know what? I'll tell you what. One other play, and that's it, is Electromechanica Solo, SOLO. They just actually put out a video last week that they're ramping up their production line. I don't know where it closed at today. I know it's probably in the 260s, 270s. Might be up because of Tesla and Workhorse. Had some nice runs today in that EV sector. Let's take a look here. Electromechanica. This thing closed today at 258. Right where I had it a couple days ago. It's a 45 million float stock. They have that. I know anybody who's trading knows who these guys are. They're the 3-wheel, the 1 wheel in the back, the 2 in the front, the little, the little e-vehicle that. Which I believe is a very good concept. I believe they're going to be pricing these things at about $17,000, $18,000. The fact that they're ramping up their production, I do like that. The fact that they shot all the way up to $6 not too long ago, sometime in July, shows that there's some juice in this stock. And if it starts moving, you can make some decent gains on this one. This would be another play I'd be looking at over the next 90 days, just due to the fact that they put out the video that they're ramping up their production line, and they're going to be putting out these vehicles very soon. Once these vehicles hit the market, we're going to start seeing some gains in the stock. So I definitely have my eye on SOLO. As always, please like, please share, please subscribe. That's all I got for you today. Keep your eye out tomorrow for OTC Saturday. This OTC market was just looked like it was garbage for a few days there. But this thing has really started heating up. I'm doing the digging right now. I have a few that I want to look at, but kind of want to, dial it down to about 4, maybe 5 at the max that I want you to take a look at. And like I said, as always, please, I want to thank everybody for getting us over 700 subscribers. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed and you're watching the video, please hit the subscribe button. We come out with probably 3-4 videos every week. Got a slow week, 3 videos. And hey, we just like to give you guys as much information as possible as far as the markets. So that's all I got for you. You guys have a good day. Later, traders.